amazing people. How are you all doing? I hope you've been doing great. I have missed you. I mean, these video podcasts are sending me, I don't know, but that is the feeling. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for the love you've been showing. Thank you for the subscriptions, the comments, the likes. Yani mngeniambia mapema hii ndio mlikuwa mnataka. I swear, tungeanza kitambo. But anyway, we bless the Lord for the milestone. This is the Touching Lives podcast where we tell stories that transform. My name is Lillian Favor and welcome. Today's conversation is more of what we've been discussing previously. We have been having a series on the stories behind the numbers. Well, you have already given me a name on a mental health personnel, etc, mama boys. But today we are going to talk about women's mental health. And anyway, karibu sana daktari.
Thank you so much for having me. Miss Jimbona anacheka. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
How have you been?
Mimi niko salama, naendelea fiti, doing well.
I'll keep on checking on you after the 6 years.
Hey, manze. Sahi naweza breathe, naweza enda niwe cute nails. Tumeacha kukua.
Aya.
As I take a break from healthcare, but anyway, I'm doing well. Yeah.
This is Daktari Wawera Ireri.
It's nice to be.
So when we talk about women's mental health, we generally, I already said that mental health is not a gender issue. It does not pick on, okay, this is a man, let us now go. This is a woman, let us now go. It's just that we all handle it differently. And so as I welcome Daktari here, I would want to start with an occurrence I had this morning.
Tuambie story.
It made me cringe. It made me think a lot. It made me wonder. I had to even look for you because I'm like,
voice note.
I'm like, wait, is this really pressure that we go through as women, or what is it really? I'm not used to putting on trousers. Most dresses or skirts, I put on trousers most of the time. Today I decided, because I'm going to shoot
a video on women.
On women, let me
might as well
put on a skirt. And someone told me, Leo, when you wife material, unaka wife material kabisa, umetick the boxes. Lord.
Wewe wamekwambia wanakutoa soko lini my dear? Lazima unajua my friends, sako ndo friends. Sijakula mchele of late, sija dance. Mara ya mwisho nilikuwa kwa line up ya harusi.
Today I've been told I tick the boxes of
woman material, wife material.
Made me think whether this is one of the pressures that women go through or experience. Maybe, you know, in life generally, because now for us, our age ndio inatukimbiza most of the time. I don't know what your thoughts are on this very wife material na nini. Unavaa batangoma kidogo hivi.
Unakuwa wife material.
Kitenge.
True. I feel like a lot of mental health challenges for women comes because of societal pressure. So kuna ile pressure yani society imekweka, you are this age, you need to start having kids, you need to get married, you need to do. So there's a lot of pressure on women. And you know what bugs me with all this is that there's expectation to still do well, to still climb the corporate ladder, to still do well in your job. But there's also expectation, you need to have done this by this age. Case in point, like Lillian said, I just completed medical school. So sometimes you do rotation in the obs-gyn department. Obs-gyn ni maternity uko. And you'd find people that are delivering and your classmates would say, unaona wanirika yako wewe unasoma. I'm like, my guys, yo, mnataka gani? Do you the pressure iko kila mahali manzi. You know, or sometimes your lecturers even tell you, you need to start a family young. I'm like, sasa ni degree tutamaliza ama ni family tutastart young. You know, so yeah, society puts a lot of expectation on women, and I think that's one of the biggest things that contributes to mental health challenges for women. Yeah.
So on societal pressure, that would mean that women and men kind of experience different different.
Yeah. I feel like society expects different things from men and women, and not by any way to downplay the pressure that society has put on men. There is that pia, but leo nimeitwa hapa
Waambie
tuongelele.
warudi
There
kule
is why
kwa
ndio hiyo podcast ingine
yeah, men.
mwende mkasikize pressure za men huko. I'm not here to defend them, you know, but there's so much pressure that is put on women, especially on responsibility that we are expected to play. Unajua, one of the things that has changed over time in society is that tumetoka zile enzi za babu yangu where my shosho was a stay-at-home shosho and she took care of the family and my babu brought things, you know, alikuwa anafanya kazi Nairobi nini anaru, you know, but now economy is tough. Both of us are expected, even in a relationship setup, to bring something to the table. But sasa kuna hiyo expectation, yeah, you're expected to bring something on the table, but you're still the one who's expected to still take care of the family. Like it feels like we are sharing men's responsibility, but they're not sharing ours. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
So what are the, to just now go into the real deal on some of the things that women battle with silently. One could be the fact that we are caregivers. We are expected to be the ones remembering in boardrooms. Sisi ndio tunakumbuka savie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and such like. So just to like pinpoint now the issues that we silently battle with as women.
Okay. I think I'd say, like, just to add to what we're saying, I think what contributes to mental health challenges, especially for women, is a combination of biology and society. So society is what we're talking about, like the expectations that are put on women, that you still need to show up and you still need to give 100. And you know, one of the things that is triggering sometimes is we don't give women grace to play the role that they are able to maximally in the phase they are in. For example, ukipata mtu akisema, manze, mimi in this season of my life, I am a stay-at-home mom, I am taking care of my children. Me like, mbono ufanyi kazi, like, mbono ufanyi, you know. And when you find
We
someone,
judge them.
Exactly.
We say, don't be like mama nani.
Bas, you know, unapata mtu alisema ulisomeshwa na mtoto babako miaka 6 ndio ende kwa stay at home mom, si ndio? There's that. But then also on the other hand, when you choose to climb the corporate ladder, kila mtu ako na atapata watoto saa ngapi na ataanzisha familia, or even when you're making a decision to maybe be focus on both family and nini, sometimes in the corporate they're like, nani anachunga watoto sasa. I'm like,
yeah, the pressure is always
pick a
there.
side, man.
The
Pick
pressure
a
is,
side.
when you don't have a person,
Kuna pressure.
ukipata harusi ni lini? Ukishafanya harusi watoto ni saa ngapi?
Exactly.
Ukipata mmoja, kwani ulikuwa mmoja peke yake?
I know. So there's a lot of that kind of pressure, and especially during our phase of life, I think we're just trying to figure out life. You're trying to figure out where you want to go with your career. You're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. You're trying to figure out what other priorities, especially in family and relationships, look like for you. So there's that tension of what choices to make. And so sasa you find that sometimes as women, you either have to choose. You either have to choose to, most of the times, you either have to choose to make a conscious decision that I am giving my career this next 10 years. And that's like peak productivity.
Actually,
you
I
know,
heard someone say
Yeah.
they had to like give birth early so that they would focus on their career later. It would need someone to plan.
Yeah. Sometimes I have talked to some of my mentors, and sometimes I look at them, I'm like, it takes I remember the first time I had someone say something like that. I was I think I was in my 3rd year of medical school, and I attended a conference, and one of the doctors was sharing, and she was saying she chose her specialty because she couldn't, so she's an ophthalmologist, Daktari wa macho. So she chose that because it gives you a 5 to 9, it gives her time with her children. And at that phase of my life, I was like, mbono na make such a decision? Like, hofai make decision based on, like, kitu kama hiyo, kama unataka kwenda kukua surgeon, wenda ukwe surgeon, nini. Now, I think differently after seeing women, even in healthcare, who've made such a decision to pick something that's lighter, or to wait to go do their masters a bit later and just focus on family, and sometimes it's not an easy decision. So yeah, so bottom line, kuna societal pressure iko mingi sana kwa women. Maybe other ladies who are watching this, let us know what pressure are you facing in this stage of your life
from the society. Before we now delve into the biology aspect, ndio nisiaibisha mwalimu wangu wa biology, I will try as much as possible.
Lila ananiambia nikiongea biology mingi kuna wengine mta left WhatsApp group. I apologize in advance, but we will try.
But we could also educate us more on the biology aspect, because I know we are always told women are emotional beings. Sometimes they say we are dramatic. Mkikuwa na cramps kidogo useme I cannot be able to handle this, they now say now we are dramatic. Or maybe when you cry your eyes out, and someone says, pana, this is just drama. So take us into the biology.
To biology. So women are wired differently. And one of the things that's interesting about women is that we have hormones in our body that fluctuate. And different times of the month produce different types of feelings. And your productivity as a woman fluctuates during different times of the month. For example, you will start with maybe the cycle starts at different, like those first 5 days thereabout of your period. During that time, you're likely moodier, you are maybe sad, probably unasumbuliwa na cramps, so your productivity is a bit lower. And yeah, so that's the first part of the cycle. And then that is caused by a drop in estrogen and progesterone. Hizo walisema biology.
Yeah, check.
Tikabo. So there is a drop in estrogen and progesterone, and that is what triggers menstruation. And once menstruation comes to an end, estrogen and progesterone zinaanza kupanda. And so this is what gives you some livelihood, some productivity. So here, as estrogen and progesterone go up during what we call the follicular phase, there is an increase in productivity, women are happier, their moods are just better. And then that is followed by around day 14 of the cycle, there's something called ovulation, plus or minus 2 days. And so during ovulation, that is when you have peak estrogen. Kuna kitu nataka tu address hapo.
Nilikuwa na
concentrate. So there's a peak in estrogen, and there's also some slight rise in testosterone. And so during this phase of your cycle, sometimes guys look cuter who don't make a relationship decision when you're ovulating, manze. So yeah, so there's things like those. Your libido is higher, guys look cuter, you are maximally productive at that phase of your life. And then after that, your estrogen and progesterone zinaanza kushuka tena. And so that's when you start having PMS, premenstrual syndrome. So probably you're a bit moodier, closer to your periods coming back. And sometimes in some women, this can be so severe that they are not able to be productive at their workplace, or they're not able to do their so that's when it's very severe. It's called PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and that is now a severe mental health condition that needs you to talk to a psychiatrist to just see and evaluate. And so why I feel like this is important is because one of the challenges as women is we normalize things a lot. The upside of mental health in women is women are social beings. So tutapatana na Lilian, tutachapa story, kama nilikuwa na stress nitamdampia. Sip soda because of my story. But you'll get someone to talk to. But the downside of that is that sometimes we encourage each other. Utasema hata sijui mama yake alikuwa anaumwa na cramps, sijui nani alikuwa anaumwa na cramps. But do you know, if you have cramps, you need to actually get checked by a gynecologist to actually rule out that there's anything else that's actually causing the cramps. So there's that tukikaa chini tunaambiana anakuanga tu na mood mbaya periods ikikaribia, you know, but that's important. So there's that aspect. So there's monthly menstrual cycles. There's also pregnancy that women experience, and pregnancy will bring different moods and different changes in your body, and it just alters how you're functioning. And it can come with, and then there's the postpartum period, which can come with postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, so things like those. So hizo ni biology zenye zina affect women peke. And it's important to have these conversations, because then someone is able to be aware that probably the way I am reacting right now is because my period's inakaribia. So I need to give myself a bit more grace. Or when you're having your periods, to not expect yourself to still be at 100% productive. I keep saying sometimes productivity doesn't have to be 100. You just have to show up and give your best. Kama hiyo siku manze, the best you can is 30. Show up and give that 30%. But give yourself grace. Yeah, so I think that's the biology aspect. Leo unasema nikana kuflotishanga podcast zote surely. Unaibisha mwalimu wa biology vibaya sana.
No, but honestly, one day we'll come talk about how to maneuver ovulation, but not today. But Nisa,
umesema uko ovulation mnatose.
How to?
Sasa zingine Lili anakujanga ananiambia mtu anakaa cute niko. Pardon?
Sawa basi waambie.
Nitangaze kwa podcast. Si ndio niliita kwa hii podcast. Ndio. Wow, umechukua simu ukasema.
But I think it's a whole issue and a whole conversation on that, and maybe one day with Paris.
Tukipata some more confidence. Tutakuja tuongelee. Tulize mbona mna make certain decisions
during ovulation.
Yeah.
But with all this bombastic
side eyes zenye videographer atupea leave us alone. But yeah,
we have a man as we record this here. But anyway,
but that's the other thing. I feel like this is such an important conversation for both genders.
Oh yeah,
because then you are able to know why you are able to know maybe why your sister is reacting a certain way, why your girlfriend is reacting a certain way. Vitu kama hizo, like hizi ni basic biology yenye kila mtu anafaa. Unajua mali tulianza kubant as society ni ile wakati yenye class 6 class 7 tulikuwa tunafukuza vijana ndio tuongeleshwe. Unakumbukanga hizo talks za pads kwa primary? Manzo alikuwa anatuambia kwa hiyo class kwanza aende. Those are conversations we should have had together. Because sometimes I hear guys myths on periods and I'm like,
hata ukiwaambia just mention five products that.
Wow. But in basic education
that everyone should have. So assignment to every guy outside there.
By the way, ladies watching this, send this to a significant guy in your life.
Your brother, your father, your uncle.
Umesema hii podcast yenyu hata mdate, but anyway, your brother, your uncle, your father. What
so umesema significant are your ribs.
Nimesema significant person, wewe ndio umeamua ribs za hii podcast ilitonisha suti.
Don't get me started on that conversation. But anyway, when we talk about even the issues, the biology and the society, the pressures that come with both sides, there is the stigma that women face. There is, being sidelined and being told, wewe ngakando. I don't know how we would maneuver through, such situations, and not to downplay how the other gender feels, but again, how to not suppress the feelings and how we face these challenges.
Yeah. Okay. Just to add to that, to add to your question.
So you asked.
Podcast ni okay. Niko niulize podcast ni yako ama ni yangu nikambuka kumbe ni yako. Anyway, I feel like one of the major ways people downplay mental health in women is by saying what you started with in this podcast, that anakuanga emotional women are manze kama niko sad, allow me to be sad, help, support, and one of the talk to someone. If you're having a bad day, talk to someone. Give yourself grace, like we've talked about. Track your cycle, like know if you have a regular period, know when your periods come, and see how your moods change during different times of the month, and that way you're able to choose when you're most productive. And even sometimes if you have a really flexible calendar, you can adjust it to when you feel you will be most productive. So talk to someone, track your cycle, know yourself. No, this is what a sad day looks like for me. This is what a happy day looks like for me. Yeah.
And I think when we were talking about society, there are things like body image.
Ooh,
so that's just only pressure from the society or from within. Because I know there are people who still when we talk about mental health, unaweza rudi kwa the podcast on self-love and self-acceptance. People are still battling with identity and identity crisis. And you see these things on self-image, body image. You know, I don't know what you can tell women who are still struggling with, you know, my boobs are, you know, I don't have the size 8. Yeah.
And one of the biggest contributors for that is social media, because you keep seeing people in a certain body or people look a certain way, and you start telling yourself that is ideal or everyone is supposed to look like that. Manze, kama God angetaka tufanane, si wote si angetuumba the same, but hakufanya hivyo manze. So take time, and you know, one of the things with social media is that, number one, very few people post their bad days. So very few people post their bad angles. Kila mtu ata take time, edit your picture, make sure, you know. So such things should stop giving you pressure. You need to figure out that hii probably ni picture number 10 yenye amepiga akidelete, you know. Atu ushaifungua hivi selfie camera hakutupostia hiyo, si ndio? So I think give yourself grace, number one. Number two, mi usema social media ni algorithm yako ndio inacheza nayo. So find people on social media to follow that look like you, so that even that dress like you, because sometimes unapatanga it's not even about your body image, it's about you're following people who look a certain way, and so you tell yourself clothes have to be worn a certain way, but hiyo nguo sio ya body type yako, so haziingiani, my dear. So find people in social media who look like you, who reflect what you look like, and manze, you are complete, you are enough, like you don't have to get any additional things.
When the Lord created the heavens and the
manze, una imagine mi uziambia God ali take time, ushaika chini hivi ushago ukaangalia stars venye ziko supu. Imagine God ali take time kuweka hizo stars uko juu, alikaa chini akasema hii dunia iko complete until tuweke Lilian, ama we need Sharon in this world. You can imagine the level of intentionality that took. And then someone tells you you don't look good. As whomst? Pardon? Ai, we Mungu wa stars aliniweka hapa alafu unakuja kunipea opinion yako, JK. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's hard.
The Lord looked at his creation and said everything was beautiful. So you are
including you,
wonderfully made. As we conclude this conversation, I will not stop to still bring this up. You are a strong woman, Sharon. That statement comes with a lot of weight. You wonder, okay, does it mean this weight I was supposed to carry it because I'm strong? Am I supposed to take it like as a compliment?
Anyway, sijui, I think it unitrigger na hiyo statement ni ati watu wanaisemanga
when you're facing challenges.
Ama kama they were supposed to do something and they don't. Or na si when I'm strong. Ni baby girl manze. Me personally, I don't know. But I think it's come from both ways. It's come from a point where pia saa zingine makosa ni yetu. Like I feel like I have a bunch of male friends, and sometimes they've tried to show up in my life and to even offer help. But probably because of where I am coming from, I don't feel like I want to take that help. And so sasa tukizoesha society that we don't want your help. Unaona? So hiyo ndio inatupea you're strong, independent, black woman, whatever the movie said. You know, yeah. It's okay, sijui. It's a good thing to have strength, but it's a bad thing when that strength is used against you at a point of vulnerability, or used against you at a point when people are supposed to do something and show up and they don't.
That is a great point to put across.
And probably, sorry, just to take us back huko juu, I know we talked about how mental health is sort of, okay, we said mental health cuts across both genders. But the reason why we are having this conversation is because there are certain mental illnesses that are more predisposed to women. For example, depression is more common in women. It is actually twice as common in women than in men. Anxiety is more common in women. Things like, even women are more exposed to gender-based violence. Even in this season, as we're recording this, we're doing purple hearts on social media and coloring social media purple to just take time to I'm looking for the right words, to just take time to educate people on gender-based violence is more common in females, and those adverse vitu kama hizo adverse sexual experiences that younger women experience, things like rape, is more common in women, and those are the things that predispose women to certain mental illnesses, and those are the things we need to talk about more. Those postpartum issues, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, those are in women, and so that's why this conversation is important. You need to just take time to understand what depression looks like, what anxiety looks like, and just identify them, because they are more common to us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to be here, guys. Nabambikanga kukuja kuwachapia stories zangu za nini.
So even as like ya mwisho
videographer wetu anatuangalia tumeconclude video 3 times, guys. Makosa ni yake.
So you have talked about, you know, the biology, the society, and we have talked about, you know, how we have always, you know, gone back to, you know, our circles, because when we talk more, it helps us to, you know, unwind. But then there are times we as women are so guilty to take a break. We are so guilty to just say,
leo manzi siko fiti.
Because we are told, you know, now what is life without a woman?
So a woman has
you just say
this,
that thing.
This is it's something I am unlearning, but my mother as I was growing up used to tell me, a lady doesn't get sick, akigonjeka hata nzi kwa nyumba huumia. And I'm like, no, that's not what to preach. You know, take a break, manze. Sasa ujiwe. Because sometimes, manze, I look at my mom, she will be sick, but she will still show up and cook for us. And those are some of the things we need to unlearn, because that's the setup we've grown in, to unlearn that it is okay to take a break. Manze, ukikosa kupika leo, watu basi wasiwakule noodles, kwani mtu wako na njaa ende.
Sasa
hapo ndio nimeguza mlima. I've touched the mountain, but anyway, oh well. But yeah, take breaks, give yourself grace. One of my mentors says the world will not crash because you took a break. Like, manze, some life goes on. And the sad thing is that when you don't take a break and you crash, life still goes on.
Yeah.
So might as well.
So should I take that as your final thought?
Podcast umaliza. Videographer wetu.
Take a break. Don't feel guilty taking a break. And as we have said, mental health does not choose like a gender. It is both ways. We all just handle it differently. And as Sharon once said, all these conversations that we have, we are supposed to like learn. If you are a woman and you just came in so that you can listen to the women's conversation and not the men's,
and usikize pia men's one challenges na face no one venye unaweza wasaidia.
Yeah, so it is a society thing. If we all rise and talk about these things, then the suicide rate itashuka chini and will make the world a better place.
Sorry, suicide is also attempted suicide is more in women than in men.
Actualized
ndio more in men, because manzi akidecide anaenda.
Sisi
tuna thinking alafu tutaamua inakaa uchungu, but yeah, attempted suicide is more in women. So those are things we need to know.
You have had it. I hope you have written notes.
Nakutangana.
I hope you have written notes in this podcast. If you have, you can take a photo and send it to me. I will be marking.
Wow.
But anyway.
Marking.
Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you so much for the love. Keep on sharing this video and subscribing it, and subscribe again. And again, subscribe and telling your friends to subscribe and to comment. It will be so sad for you to listen to the whole of this conversation. Alafu, after you don't tell us, basi, you guys look good. Hi. Tuambie basi tunakaa fiti. Tell us, you know, I love the conversation or what you're learning. So thank you so much, guys. Until we meet again next time. Bye.